There's a big story breaking over here in London. I'm sure you've seen it, particularly, well, it's around the world now, isn't it? It's the latest cancel culture that all goes on. We've seen it with the likes of Kevin Spacey, Woody Allen, all of those sort of things. It's where basically now, in a social media world, whether that person's guilty or not guilty, they're vilified, literally, on social media. Step forward the comedian Russell Brand. Now, what's interesting about Russell Brand is simply this. You know, I've interviewed with him on a number of occasions, and he literally was playing the character that the media wanted him to play. There's no two ways about it. The dandied comedian that everybody liked, and he was incredibly dashing, lots of beads, lots of jewels. He knew exactly who he was playing to. But now, of course, he's been condemned because a little watched Channel 4 show decided they wanted to attack him. Whichever side you're on, and you have to make that decision because there is no proof to any of these allegations at the time of recording this, one wonders exactly where this is going to leave Mr. Brand's career. But it's fascinating to note because all the media have been reaching out to everybody who had an association with him, even people that didn't, certain overweight presenters basically claiming they felt a frizz on while sat next to him. You think, really? Honestly? You're that desperate for PR? I mean, truly? Then over here we had the TV presenter Lorraine Kelly, an actress apparently getting out of a £1 million a year tax situation because it's not really Lorraine, she's an actress playing Lorraine. So it's very confusing as to whether she's telling the truth or not. Nobody instantly knows. But what's interesting is she appeared on a show with him about 10 years ago. They resurfaced that, but Lorraine wouldn't put up with that behaviour now, laughing like a drain on screen at the time though. You see where this is going. But of course, Russell also made a basic comment a couple of years ago about appearing opposite the then unknown Meghan Markle and, of course, his movie Get Him to the Greek. Now, this was when Russell had decided to make it big in Hollywood. Meghan was a struggling actress, would have done anything for any part in any movie, and I mean that kindly. Now, what's interesting here is, of course, that Meghan has been reached out, as they say in the business, to see about her thoughts and her memories. So far, she's not really responded. What we have got is a quote from an associate, and as ever, we have to say, allegedly. This is because Meghan doesn't demean herself by getting involved in tittle-tattle and gossip. Right. But what's interesting to note is, as we've told you before, when you are putting together a memoir, a book, all of this is very good fodder, is it not, to put into said book. Now, as I've told you, the company that she's allegedly talking to, Penguin Random House, are really only interested in the royal stuff. The Queen, the King Charles, the Camilla, the fights. That's the stuff they want. But Meghan, of course, could now tease them with a scandalous Russell Brand and her minute sort of part within that particular movie. As I say, so far her team do not want to bring her into the involvement of this, and rightly so. It's nothing to do with her. He probably, and she probably, doesn't really remember too much about him. But I'm sure she could remember a whole lot more if she signs on the dotted line finally for the memoir. But for now, like so many things that don't concern Meghan herself and are not good for Meghan, she's keeping zit. But as we saw with Netflix, money talks, and eventually Meghan will. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.